What's happening, guys? Sam Adams here, and welcome back to another episode of The Drop. And this week is kind of a precursor to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is going to be coming out in just a few days. But this week we still have some games worth talking about, including Ride 3. We have Darksiders 3 coming out as well, on top of some other games that are worth mentioning. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. First off, we have Darksiders 3, our headliner for the week, coming out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Return to an apocalyptic Earth in Darksiders 3, a hack-and-slash action-adventure where players assume the role of Fury in her quest to hunt down and dispose of the 7 deadly sins. The most unpredictable and enigmatic of the 4 horsemen, Fury must succeed where many have failed, to bring balance to the forces that now ravage Earth. Darksiders 3 is the long-anticipated third chapter in the critically acclaimed Darksiders franchise. And now, some bullet points. Play as Fury, a mage who must rely on her whip and magic to restore the balance between the good and evil on Earth. Harness Fury's magic to unleash her various forms, each granting her access to new weapons, moves, and traversal abilities. Explore an open-ended, living freeform game world in which Fury moves back and forth between environments to uncover secrets while advancing the story. Defeat the 7 deadly sins and their servants, who range from mystical creatures to denigrated beings. Sit in awe of Darksiders' signature art style, expansive post-apocalyptic environments that take the player from the heights of heaven to the depths of hell, dilapidated by war and decay and overrun by nature. So, for those that have never played the other Darksiders games, first off, very much so similar to what I'm seeing from Darksiders 3, so if you enjoy 3, you might want to go back and pick up the other ones, which are on sale pretty frequently. But they all kind of feel like classic God of War games with that hack-and-slash action-adventure kind of vibe. Now, that kind of gameplay style can get a bit repetitive depending on how engaging the story is, but so far, the stories in the other Darksiders games have not been terrible. They haven't been, God of War-esque quality, but it's been pretty good so far, and that's kind of what I'm getting from Darksiders 3 as well. So if you want to defeat the 7 deadly sins, then by all means jump into Darksiders 3 when it launches on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC this week. Next up, we have Ride 3 coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC as well. Feel the adrenaline and experience the most complete racing ever with Ride 3. Immerse yourself in a modern 3D environment where you will live side by side with your bike, modifying it mechanically and aesthetically thanks to the new livery editor, which will let your dreams run wild. Before starting, don't forget to customize your rider with the right outfit. The bikes. More than 230 bike models available from the very first day, with more than 70 new models never before seen in a Ride game. 30 different brands, both historic and contemporary, of which 9 are completely new. 7 different categories to satisfy every taste and riding style. The tracks. Ride 3 will be a journey around the globe thanks to its 30 different tracks created from zero and faithfully reproduced via photogrammetry and drone scanning. Hurdle down breathtaking roads all around the world, including GP tracks, road and supermoto tracks. Enjoy the panoramas of street and country tracks and compete in street and acceleration races. Livery editor. Choose your favorite bike and make it unique just like your style. Create your livery from scratch, choosing a background color and endless amount of 2D shapes, designs, and effects. Work on various levels to create infinite compositions and find the aesthetic which works for you. Riding a bike is great. Riding a bike which you've created yourself is fantastic. Seeing other riders and players from all over the world racing in your livery is simply the best. And career. The new career will be a single-player experience which has never been seen before. Forget the old linear progression. The new volumes-based system will allow you to collect, read, and participate in races and competitions through more than 50 magazines. Each one will catapult you into unique game experience made up of competitions and anecdotes about the motorcycling world, which will improve your experience in Ride 3. So what are you waiting for? Start your adventure with Ride 3. To start things off, I don't know what a livery is, okay? I'm not really a big biking kind of guy, but I know that a lot of people do like this game because when it comes to motorcycles, this is one of the few games that does it well. I know the Drive Club had a kind of bike-centered spin-off a couple of years back, but it never really did take off, and so Ride is kind of one of the only motorcycle-esque games that really does draw the audiences in every single year that it does come out. And this year is no exception. This game actually looks pretty good. It's a nice-looking racing game. It's not going to be on that Forza level of quality. Of course, there's a lot of funding that goes into Forza, so kind of, take that into consideration. But for fans of Ride, this is going to be a worthy successor to Ride 2 if you did want to check it out. So if you did want to pick it up, it is coming on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC this week. Ark Survival Evolved is coming out on the Nintendo Switch. Get ready to tame dinosaurs, conquer enemies, and create enormous structures anywhere, on the couch, in bed, or a bus, or even at school. Stranded on a mysterious prehistoric island, you must explore in vast biomes as you begin to hunt, harvest, craft tools, grow crops, and build build shelters to survive. Use cunning and skill to kill, tame, breed, and even ride dinosaurs and other primitive beasts living on the Ark. Advance your technology from primitive stone tools to T-Rex mounted laser cannons as you team up with hundreds of players online or enjoy a solo Jurassic experience. The handheld mode provides a fantastic new capability for survivors who want to immerse themselves in the vast worlds of Ark fully. Ark Survival Evolved on Nintendo Switch includes the complete components and features of the original game, from the massive and mysterious Ark Island with many prehistoric and fantasy-inspired creatures. Hundreds of hours of exploring, crafting, survival, and combat will await players as they go it alone or group up with thousands of other survivors to explore the island and solve the mysteries of the Ark. Ark Survival Evolved is a very interesting game. Of course, it came out a couple of years ago on PC in early access, and it kind of started to take off from there via Twitch and other live streaming platforms. A lot of people enjoy watching the game, and overall, a lot of people have begun enjoying playing the game whenever it has come out on the Xbox One, PS4, and PC, but now coming to the Nintendo Switch, and I believe coming to mobile platforms in the near future as well. But the premise behind the game is that you wash up on this beach, and you just kind of have to survive. You make spears, you make torches, you make this shitty looking little hut, and you just continue to evolve as time goes on, and you eventually come to where you pretty much dominate these dinosaurs and prehistoric beasts that roam the island. Really interesting game. Now, I will say that when it comes to the multiplayer aspect of this game, I don't know how populated these servers are going to be, especially after launch. I also could not find any kind of evidence that crossplay was going to be involved with this version of Ark Survival Evolved, so it could end up suffering in the long run. But for those that aren't worried about that multiplayer experience and you simply want to survive on an island full of dinosaurs, then Ark Survival Evolved could be for you, and it is coming to the Nintendo Switch this week, and is out right now on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and is coming to mobile platforms at some point in the near future. And finally, to round out today's episode of The Drop, we have the first tree coming on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. From the creator of Home is Where One Starts comes The First Tree, a third-person exploration game centered around two parallel stories: a fox trying to find her missing family and a son reconnecting with his father in Alaska. Players take control of the fox on a poignant and beautiful journey that crescendos at the source of life and perhaps result in an understanding of death. Along the way, players can uncover artifacts and stories from the son's life as he becomes intertwined in the fox's journey towards the first tree. And we have some key features which actually explain what the game is. So, for fans of Journey, Firewatch, and Shelter, boom, there you go, you know what this is. But not a fox simulator, an emotional, intimate story by a one-man team with an ending you won't soon forget. Featuring a gorgeous soundtrack by acclaimed artists like Message to Bears, Lowercase Noises, and Josh Kramer, and it is a short game, about an hour and a half, focused on story with some light puzzle solving and platforming. So this is going to be a game kind of in the same vein as your Journey or your Flower, where you do have this kind of artistic experience that is had via the game itself, and that's not a bad thing. Just don't go into it expecting something that is so incredibly in-depth and intricate that you kind of get disappointed. No, this is an hour and a half experience or so that simply allows you to see what an artist was trying to portray, and that is a beautiful thing about games. Not everything has to be high-octane, explosion-filled antics. So if you want to pick up a beautiful art piece, this week The First Tree is coming on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch, and it's out right now on the PC. And so that wraps up this week's episode of The Drop. But if you did enjoy this episode, be sure to drop me a like down below and check out some of the other content on the channel if you happen to be new here. I do upload new stuff throughout the week. We had some Black Friday deals last week, and on top of that, I have a live gaming news podcast that I host over on twitch.tv/SamuelAdamsLive every single weeknight around 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and some other antics are coming over there as well. So be sure to click that follow button and click subscribe right here on YouTube if you did enjoy the content and you want to hear more of my voice and my face. But I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the day. I will talk to you soon. Peace.